realize, because again, the Assata Shakurs and people like that, they were fighting for a greater good. They were fighting for real justice. White criminality is romanticized.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I want y'all to understand the dichotomy here.
Exactly.
See, when black people commit certain acts that's tied to political resistance and survival and self-defense, they're called terrorist thugs. Man, you had white criminals like Bonnie and Clyde, people like that, Machine Gun Kelly, John Dillinger. These people robbed banks, killed officers, strictly for money. They weren't doing it for shit, but for some damn money. But they portrayed them as, boy, they romanticized the hell out of them. They were rebellious lovers. They were so romantic. They took on a life of crime, holding each other's hands in their hearts. Stop. They're misunderstood anti-heroes. Boy, they really, really glazed them, man. All Hollywood just glazes the white criminals who weren't fighting for nothing but money. They were fighting for selfish reasons.
Right.
They do Hollywood movies like, they get De Niro to play Al Capone, the Untouchables.
The Jewish mafia.
They make them all stylish and sexy and cool. They won't do that for George Jackson and the Black Gorilla family. They ain't gonna do that. They're all one-dimensional radical threats. They don't make them all nuanced and lovable characters.
Nope.
You know?
Make them look horrible.
See, white criminals, they rebrand them as legends. Like John Dillinger, he killed federal agents, escaped from prison, but they act like he was some kind of Robin Hood. He wasn't no damn Robin Hood. He was stealing for himself. Yeah? Yeah, white criminals, boy, they're giving style, swagger. They looking cool. They got charisma. Yeah? But the black ones, boy, they're dangerous, terroristic. See, black liberation fighters, they're judged by the system they fought against. Yeah? The white, they're tourist attractions. That's Al Capone's house. Oh, no, but black riders, they don't do that. You get incarcerated, slandered, long after your damn death. Yet black rebellion is unforgivable. White crime, see, they rewrite that as folk culture. Black resistance is treated as extremism. Yeah? See, a lot of these people, they were fighting for the community. See, these black revolutionaries, they were stealing, organizing, and they were fighting not for personal gain. They were fighting to defend the community, to feed families, to fight oppression. Them Depression era white outlaws, they only fought for money. They just killed people for money. They were killing cops left and right. They didn't give a shit about no community. They were all about getting money for themselves. Yeah? So they play this game. They glorify the mafia. They love glorifying the damn mafia. They make little movies. Casino and Goodfellas. The Sopranos. They make all these little cute movies and shows about the white mafia, the Italian mafia. Family, as we know, under J. Edgar Hoover's FBI, J. Edgar Hoover never even acknowledged the existence of the mafia. Do you know that? J. Edgar Hoover was in the pocket of the mafia. He never even acknowledged their damn existence. He publicly denied the mafia even existed for years. Now, the rumor was they had some shit on him. There was rumors that they had pictures of him with his bussy spread because he was a big old queen.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
J. Edgar Hoover was a big old sassy queen. His nickname was J. Edna Hoover. He was a big old punk. Oh, yeah, we go into the Old West killers. Yeah, the Billy the Kids and all of these people, those two. We can go into them too. They've always glorified the white killers and outlaws. But with J. Edna Hoover, with his little old sassy self, he didn't even acknowledge the existence of the mafia. Only time I think he kind of hinted about the mafia.
We're watching Tariq Nasheed. Go ahead and the thumbs up button, guys. Let's go and get back into it. Appreciate y'all watching. Tariq Nasheed. We're watching Tariq Radio. He's a YouTuber here on YouTube. And let's get back into it. He stated some facts, though.
Mafia in 1957, y'all know there was a big meeting up in the Appalachian Mountains, up in New York, upstate New York somewhere. There was a meeting with in 1957, it had all the top mafia leaders there, and the local police raided them. And then it became a big national story, and that embarrassed the FBI. They're like, hey, all these criminals sitting up here organizing drugs and crime and guns, and you didn't know about this? Oh, well, we might have heard something. It might be a national crime, but we're going to have to look more into it. Yeah. So they were doing a lot of splaining. But damn, Hoover damn near protected the mafia to a certain degree. He damn near protected them. You know, when Robert F. Kennedy, JFK's brother, he was the Attorney General, I think in 1961, I think he started to aggressively push the FBI to go after organized crime. He was the one saying, hey man, we got these people out here who's slinging dope, they got guns, they slinging drugs all over the place, and it's very organized. They did that in 1961. A few years later, his brother, JFK, got hit. Many people believe that the mafia was involved in that. All right? A few years later, when did Kennedy get hit? Was it 63? It was 63, right? Yeah, they got him. And a lot of people believe the mafia had something to do with that. There were a lot of things going on that was pointing to the damn mafia. All right? When Robert Kennedy was cracking down on organized crime, they didn't like that. Also, with Fidel Castro, they were supposed to have had a deal. The mafia had a deal with the U.S. where they were supposed to help take out Castro. And the CIA allegedly had enlisted people like Sam Giancana and some of these other mafiosos to help assassinate Castro. But JFK called off the operations, from what I understand. So the mafia lost money and influence in Cuba because the mafia wanted to do some stuff in Cuba and kind of get a stronghold there. Then this dude, remember, when JFK got shot allegedly by Lee Harvey Oswald, this dude who was connected with the mafia, Jack Ruby, ran up and shot him. So he silenced him. So it was a lot of mafia coincidences there. And then J. Edgar Hoover starts shutting down all the mafia leads. And everybody was kind of asking questions about the mafia. Like, hey, man, what's going on what's happening with these dudes? So J. Edgar Hoover was shutting that stuff down. So a lot of people believe he was kind of protecting the mafia, even after the Kennedy's assassination. And here's the thing. Think about this thing, man. Think about this. These dudes had a sitting president shot in a crowd, broad daylight, with live cameras rolling. It was on, I think this was streaming. Was it streaming live on TV?
No, it wasn't streaming.
Was this stream? I think it was streaming live on television. You shot a sitting.
They didn't have streaming in 1963, Tariq. I don't even think they even had live. It was videotaped, and then it was filmed, and then they had to bring the film in the. You know what I'm saying? I don't even think they even had. That's 1963. Did they even have live television back? I don't know. Maybe they did. I think maybe they did have live television, but they definitely didn't have streaming. Internet was around then. Hit the thumbs up button.
President live on television in a crowd, broad daylight. Nobody ever went to jail. Think about that. Nobody went to jail for John F. Kennedy's murder. Nobody. You understand? So that's some inside shit right there. You understand? That's some inside stuff. If nobody went, you couldn't get an associate, his cousin, somebody who sold nothing. Nobody went to jail for killing a president in Dallas on live TV in broad daylight, and nobody went to jail?
Right.
Shit. Hoover knew something. Hoover's ass knew something. Yeah, that was a cover-up from the damn top. Yeah, if nobody goes to jail for doing that shit, that's a cover-up from the top. Yeah. You said streaming. You said did live streaming didn't exist back? Okay, man.
Okay.
But going back to our good sister Assata Shakur. Now listen, Assata. They're talking about she shot this guy. There's no looking at the evidence. Assata didn't shoot that police officer. Looking at the evidence, and look, even before that case, Assata, they had the COINTELPRO program against that sister. They kept trying to go after Assata. Assata was being drugged in and out of court for years. They kept trying to pin different crimes on that sister. Of 1971, they tried to pin a bank robbery on her. She was acquitted. There was another bank robbery in Brooklyn. The charges were dismissed. Then they said that she was a part of something where they kidnapped a heroin dealer. Those charges were dismissed. There was some other cops in New York got shot or whatever at a Manhattan hotel. She was acquitted for that. They didn't identify her. They kept trying to throw these crimes on this sister. Any crime that happened with anybody who seemed like a black militant, they would drag that sister in. Yeah? There was another bank robbery in the Bronx. The jury deliberated for 30 minutes and acquittal. So they were really trying to get this sister, and she was beating them. They were dismissing the charges, acquittals, dismiss, acquittals, just over and over again. So they were already trying to frame Assata Shakur. Let's put everything in context, okay? Because a lot of folks don't know this. Let's put everything in context. So when she got pulled over on that Jersey Turnpike for a busted taillight or whatever, many people believe that she was being targeted then. Many people believe that was about to be an ambush on her. You dig? Many people believe that was about to be an ambush. And she got shot during that. She got shot, I think, around this area, which suggested that her hands were already up. So she was surrendering. She didn't have anything in her hand. She didn't have anything in her hand. They didn't get any ballistics evidence on her. There were no fingerprints on any weapons. There was no gunpowder. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. She didn't shoot this man. But they tried to pull this thing, well, the cop died, so you were there in the capacity of a crime, so you're going to be charged with a murder. Because she had a co-defendant. Somebody else, the Zuri Malik, I forgot what the guy's name. It was somebody, I forgot the other guy's name. One other person with Assata got killed. Another brother, Sundiata Akoli, he went to prison. There was a co-defendant, he went to prison. He never claimed that Assata fired a weapon, and then he actually got paroled a few years ago. He was like 85 years old, and they paroled him. He got paroled. Sundiata Kohli. So he was there with her. And from what I understand, they suggested that the cop might have been hit with friendly fire from other cops because it was a shootout. Other cops came in shooting. So there was no evidence that Assata shot that police officer. But again, when they did the trial, they made sure to they pulled a Simi Valley move. They went to like one of these all-white counties, and it was an all-white jury. And they were doing things like they had snipers and all types of stuff in the courtroom. They were portraying her as a dangerous terrorist, and they had guards and all this stuff, really treating her like a foreign terrorist in the court. So, these white supremacists on the jury looking at that, oh my God, it was that type of thing. You see? Yes, and they wouldn't let her use a political defense because, they wanted to bring in the fact that she was targeted by COINTELPRO. So, they convicted her, put her in prison, and they got her on up out of there.
Yeah, life.
They raised her up out of that damn prison. She bounced around the East Coast for a couple of years, and then they got her over there to Cuba. Yeah?
How did she escape? That's what I want to know.
So, with Assata Shakur, the FBI, they got a bug in their ass about it. Because they used every tool at their disposal. That sister withstood all of those criminal trials, the murder trial, just trial after trial. She stood tall against that, got out of jail, went and lived free in Cuba, died and passed away on her own terms. And despite the media smears and the trumped up charges and all that stuff to try to imprison this sister, it didn't work. It
Rest in
just didn't
peace.
work.
Rest in peace to that sister.
And they feel a certain way about that. You understand? That most wanted label, that backfired, that elevated her to icon status. And that was they made her the first woman ever to be on the FBI's most wanted terrorist list.
If they don't do a movie about this woman, you know Hollywood ain't gonna back it though. Hollywood ain't gonna back it because they feel like she got, you know what I'm saying? They tried to get her on some bullshit and she left this motherfucker and said, fuck America. You know what I'm saying? And like Tariq and she said, she died on her own terms. This movie, I want to produce this movie, dude. If I manifest anything, I've never done a feature film. If I can do one movie before I pass, I would like to do her life story. I would love to do it. I want to incorporate her relationship with Afeni and Tupac and how they, like, I would want to do some deep dive. And it's too bad that she's gone, you know, and I never would get a chance to meet her. But, you know, to be able to do her story, man, because they definitely, like, when she passed away, it was like real, they didn't really have it on the news or nothing. They really didn't like her. Them Black Panthers, that was let me tell you, the Black Panthers and their whole movement struck fear in white folks, dog. They were scared of that black leather. Even to this day, when Beyonce did the tribute at the Super Bowl, them motherfuckers got scared. The Black Panthers wasn't no joke, boy, and she was a part of that. You know what I'm saying?
This was after the events. And that was musty-ass Obama who did that, by the way, too. Yeah, that was under Obama, the head tether in charge. Yeah. But that brought her renewed global attention and support from the younger generation. And despite the FBI's efforts, family, I mean, that woman, she died on her own terms, unbroken, unapologetic. And she didn't die in a prison cell, and she had to get out that prison. She knew in prison they were going to kill that woman in prison. Okay. She knew that. They were already targeting her. She knew they were going to try to kill her in prison. That's why they got her up out of there. So that Majora spirit protected that woman.
How did she escape?
She was protected by the spirit, family. She lived to old age, surrounded by people who respected her, never publicly recanting anything, never broken, never got co-opted. And that alone, that's a major defeat for a system that prides itself on psychological and political domination, family. And the cultural and political impact of my good sister, man, it outlived the FBI narrative.
Right.
You know, they're revering her as a freedom writer. You know, movements like Black Lives Matter and even Pan-African organizations, freedom struggles around the world. Her poetry is quoted. Her autobiography is studied. Her name lives on in activism, art, resistance.
Let me get her book.
While the FBI, their version of her story, ain't nobody believing that bullshit. Don't nobody trust you guys. Now, she's becoming larger than the propaganda against her. FBI, y'all ain't in good standing right now. Y'all sitting up here bullshitting about the damn Epstein files. Don't nobody believe your ass. Cash Patetha. Nobody believes y'all at this point. Y'all have no credibility. Yeah? Zero. Now, and everybody, give me a retweet. We're in here deep. Shout out to everybody in here. We're in here deep. Now, family, I've been noticing when I do my Twitter space, a lot of non-FBA tethers be talking greasy about our good sister, Assata Shakur. A lot of the tether class, family, they're looking at the passing of our rider as an opportunity to tap dance for some butter biscuits. Boy, on my Twitter space, boy, we've had a couple of tethers call in trying to demonize our sister. And here's this one tether woman on TikTok who said this about Assata. Let me pull this up. Let
What
me
the fuck
pull
she
this up,
said?
family.
What the hell she said?
Let me get that. Let me get the visuals for the family. All right, this woman here. All right. So listen to this woman right here talking about she's not too broken up about Assata passing. All right, now listen to this right here. All right, hold on. All right, here we go.
I'm not too broken
I'm
up.
gonna keep it a buck. I'm not too broken up about Assata Shakur's passing because I find it very ironic. You pick an African name, you flee to a Latino country for asylum, but what the hell did you actually do for us? Assata Shakur.
Did you notice how, and when I first saw this, I'm like, oh, Lord, and I saw the septum ring. But when she said Latino, oh, the way she said that, I said, hold on.
I find it very ironic. You pick an African name, you flee to a Latino country for asylum, but what the hell?
Yeah, that Latino, when she said that, I said, hold on. Hold on. When she said that, I'm going to play the rest. I'm just going to slow walk it a minute. Latino, when she, okay. Wait a minute. We don't pronounce our words like that. That's now, Foundation of Black Americans. Yeah, we don't say Latino like, we say Latino. Well, Latino. We don't, okay, Then I saw, I'm going to go back to this video, but let me go to another one of her. This is her discussing growing up in a Latino household. From what I understand, she's supposed to be Haitian and Latina. Something. She's mixed with different forms of tattoos. There's a lot of stuff going on with this woman. But yeah, this is a video of her confirming her Latin household she grew up in. Hold on.
Another question that I'm tired of seeing in my DM. Listen to me. I can't trauma bond with you regarding my skin tone. My skin tone was celebrated on the Latin side of my family. There are only 3 lighter skinned people on that side of my family. That would be paternally. Everybody else is my color or darker. I know you want me to make a story time. I don't have a story where I was shut up in a room, discriminated against, or spit on for being dark skinned in a Latin household. It was always celebrated.
Okay. And by the way, I'm just showing who she is. Now, this is what she has to say about Foundation of Black Americans, by the way.
Before we get started today, I want to make it perfectly clear. At no point in time is the FBA ever allowed on any of my social media.
Because, yeah, somebody told me that she's kind of known for making a bunch of anti-FBA videos. Now we see why. She's a tether. Okay, hold on.
Don't come here. Until y'all change y'all views and stop with that bigoted rhetoric that anybody who is not of so many years of American lineage does not count as a black person or American, you're not allowed here. You're not allowed on none of my social media. If you put disrespect in my comments, 10 times out of 10, you probably will get it right back. Again, at no point in time is the FBA ever allowed on my page. Y'all are a black version of the Klan. The only difference between y'all and the Klan is the Klan wear white sheets. If you don't wear them already, your sheets would be black. The way y'all talk to the rest of us in the black diaspora that you don't deem as black American or that you don't deem as black, period, is dishonorable, disrespectful, and disgusting. The rhetoric, the claims that y'all make trying to invalidate the rest of our black is exactly why I don't want nothing to do with y'all.
Okay, just keep all this in mind.
Don't ever come to none of my pages, or you will get talked to the same way you try to talk to us.
And we don't care, ma'am. Okay. All right. So we're letting you know who she is and what she's about. She's always been anti-FBA. So this stuff about Assata Shakur, who's a Foundation of Black American hero, now you see where it's coming from. And this is why they've been checking her ass. You see, this is why tethers like this get checked. And evidently, people have been checking her for a while. Now we see why. But let me play the stuff about Assata, just to let you know what kind of tether we're dealing with here. All right? This is why delineation is the new wave, ladies and gentlemen. Hold on. And then all this us and we blacks, and no. Okay, hold on.
Yeah, I find it very ironic. You pick an African name, you flee to a Latino country for asylum, but what the hell did you actually do for us? Assata Shakur was for
Us.
self, much like a lot of those Black Panthers. That's why they were dismantled. You use the struggling and suffering of blacks to further your own movement. And before you get all pissed off, let me explain something to you. A lot of y'all that are black in this country, the Black Panthers, as radical and loud as y'all are, baby, you would not have been accepted. The Black Panther Party did not like anybody who was LGBTQ. They didn't care for anybody who was of a different background. Like,
Okay. Man, this line tether, boy. The Black Panthers were riding for everybody, man. They stood up for every damn body.
Mm-hmm.
When they had that Stonewall thing up there in New York with the gay club, the Black Panthers were supporting them. They did support LGBT. There was one of the recruiters in the Black Panthers, Connie, what's her name? Connie Stewart. I think her last name was Stewart.
Oh, y'all, this is Treat and She show. Go ahead and support him. Yeah, damn. Rest in peace to Shada Shakur. Yeah, she passed away, what, 2 days ago, I believe, right? She passed away about 2 days ago. Damn. Yeah, somebody need to do a live. I'm gonna get her book. It's to say I want to start reading, catch up on my reading. I'm gonna go get her book and I'm gonna check it out. I want to read her book now. I should have been trying to read stuff about her because I've always been curious about her and her relationship with Tupac. I believe she was Feeney's best friend. I believe, and she was God, and that's why Feeney made her Tupac her godmother. You know, she was godmother to Tupac. You know what I'm saying? So if anything happened to Feeney, Assata would raise Tupac. You know what I'm saying? That's what it's funny. I didn't know that's what godmother and godfather meant. That meant that means that if something to happen to me, I'm going to be the parent of the child. You know what I'm saying? If something happened to you while you're still an adolescent kid, then you take on the role as the parent. Motherfuckers take on that role, and then they realize until something happened to their friend or something, their friend actually die or something like that. And they be like, oh shit, I gotta take on these motherfuckers' kids. Like, oh shit. You know what I'm saying? Like I took this, you know what I'm saying? It's all well and good when you do, take on that role and then the kids get grown and get older and older. So now they can take care of themselves. So it's not like if their parents died, now we got to move in with, our godfather or our godmother, like we 32 years old. You see what I'm saying? So, if something should to happen, but sometimes tragedy strikes and you like, oh shit, I gotta really take care of these kids now. Oh shit. You know what I'm saying? You realize something happened to your friend, whoever, you know. Anyway, what y'all think about this video, man? Rest in peace to Shada Shakur. I'm gonna do her movie. I'm manifesting it. I'm putting it all out in the atmosphere. I'm gonna put it out there. I'm gonna direct her movie. I'm gonna direct, or if not directing it, I'm gonna put the wheels together and produce it, and get the rights to her book, which I need to read first. But her story needs to be told. And be put with a huge multi-million-dollar budget, not a little cheap budget. A woman of this type of life, fleeing to another, you know what I'm saying, going through what she went through, how Tariq Nasheed was explaining it. Her story needs to be on a huge scale. You know what I'm saying? It has to be on a huge, you know what I'm saying, at least $10 million budget. You know what I'm saying? With a strong actress playing her. You know what I'm saying? Like she got to bring it. You know what I'm saying? I was gonna say maybe like a Tiana Taylor, but I can see Tiana Taylor playing like an action female, like in a movie, but nah, I don't see her doing a shotta. It probably have to be like a up and coming actress. I would cast. You know what I'm saying? A up and coming actress that really know. You know, she got to know like the Black Panther movement, like not just for the role, but have already was kind of like into it. You know, that's how I would cast the young lady that I would want to play Assata in her biopic. You know, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna put it. It's gonna happen. Anyway, y'all, what y'all think? Leave your comments and subscribe to the channel. Hit the thumbs up button.